So, man, I know everybody is on this topic, and I have some mixed feelings. Not that I stand up for our government, but so the prisoner swap that just happened, right?
Oh my Lord.
All right, the one that freed Britney Griner,
Right, right,
the
right, right.
WNBA superstar, who
W what?
WNBA, Women's
NB.
National
Oh, okay,
Basketball
okay,
Association.
okay, okay.
Anyways, so without a doubt, her getting captured created a lot of publicity for our government, right? I say captured because it was a bullshit charge. She had a vape with THC in it, right? That was the drugs that she was being accused of. Get it? You leave America, you leave your freedoms behind. They don't travel with you when you go,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
So, but they traded a Russian assassin, right?
No, he wasn't an assassin.
Well, he was an arms
He
dealer.
was, yeah, a global arms dealer.
I believe his nickname was the Assassin of Death.
What? What? It might have been.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
His name was Victor Bout. Maybe I'm
Bout.
saying it wrong. I don't know. So, but up to this point, our policy has always been
we don't trade with terrorists.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Negotiate with terrorists. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Which is probably part of the reason why Paul Whelan has been over there for so many years. He's serving what, like a 19-year sentence.
He was there before her.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been over there for since 2018.
A Marine too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reserves. Yep.
Reserve. Yeah.
But his job is what kind of put him in this limelight, right?
Right.
His civilian job, not his military job. So, he had a lot of contacts. Do I think he was a spy? I definitely don't think he was a spy. He worked for an automotive company.
Not for espionage.
No. And it brings me to a point that if I was against America, man, I would be snatching up anybody of any notoriety.
Oh yeah.
That's leverage.
But it's like, well, number one, what the fuck was she doing over there anyway in Russia?
She was playing basketball. A lot of athletes, because especially like the women's athletes, they don't get paid the same as what a male of the same athlete does. So they would travel overseas and they'll play in circuits over there for more money. Right. So she was going over there on her basketball contract, I guess, and she got caught up. I bet you there's a lot less athletes that do it now.
Well, if you, not that, I give a fuck about our government, like you said, but I think Biden has certain things like, oh, we're going to do her because of this, and this.
Well, it's because the publicity is right there in his face.
Well, it's a female. It's a black female, It's a LG, what fucking
yep. It's an alphabet.
And, so those three things, it's like, oh, hey,
right.
I'm going to get so many supporters off of this one.
And again, I hate to say this, right? The part that kind of pissed me off. So I don't remember her name. The Biden's repairer, the press person, right?
Not Harry. Yeah, go ahead.
So when asked about Paul Weiner, she didn't know who he was.
You surprised?
No, I'm not. But here's the thing that pisses everybody off, right? And his family was on the news, right? She was pissed because when asked this month about him and his case, she said, I will have to get back with you. I'm not familiar with that case. September of last year, she was asked the same question. You know what she said? I'm not familiar with him. I'll have to get back with you. If you're a family member of a military service member that is behind enemy lines at this point now,
oh yeah,
you know, and your government's best answer is, we don't know who he is. I have to get back with you. But yet then the president stands in front of you and says, we are doing everything we can do to get Paul out. The Russians are treating him a little bit different. Since when do we give a shit what they're treating?
But yet we give them.
We gave them somebody that has been transferring weapons to cartels and terrorist organizations that has got blood on their hands from American military personnel. Those weapons that he transferred have been used to kill U.S. military personnel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And civilians.
Yeah. And you know, he don't give a shit. He's rich.
That bitch is free now, so.
But let me ask you this. Doesn't it kind of make sense that if you're in a war that is slapping you in the face like, oh fuck, we're struggling here, you don't think that their ammo and their ammunitions and everything else ain't getting low?
Mm.
Is it a coincidence that how hard they fought to get him freed back? With the contact, imagine the contact list he probably has.
Biden's going to say, I still support Ukraine.
Yeah, he did. He did say that.
But you know, I mean, I gave him their arms dealer back, but I still love you, Ukraine.
Hell, and he still buys Russian oil. So. Imagine that. You know, and again, we don't get into politics. I don't give a fuck about that.
I bet his boy can go to fucking Russia with a bag of fucking heroin and not get in prison.
I bet you the next time his computer breaks, you don't take it to a computer repair person.
I'm just saying, it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It is really. I just sit back every day and I'm just thinking to myself, man, it can't get any dumber. And then the next day, I'm like, holy fuck, it got dumber.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know where the fuck this shit came out of. You know, they kicked over a log and here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
Dude, I was like, there ain't no way the fuck she's coming home. You know, what benefit?
I mean, I don't even know Russia had to bring up them negotiations. There's no fucking way we're like, oh yeah, you know, we got this guy. We'll trade him for her. The fuck? And then
Biden said, well, we want Paul. And they said, no, okay. We'll give you him for her. It's like he took whatever you tell me I can have.
Like, I can just see El Chapo right now be like, oh, hey, I'm next.
El Chapo's like, please somebody go to Mexico.
In Mexico. American. Get arrested in Mexico and go to fucking jail. Yeah. I'm next. I am next. My family is waiting for me to come back.
I guarantee you that's what's happening. He's probably offering a free trip to Mexico.
Well, he's probably offered $1 billion.
You think
get arrested? I got $1 billion.
I wish Hillary would go to fucking Mexico.
Not for $1 billion.
No, I'm just saying, so we wouldn't have to negotiate with her.
I wish sometimes you wish she was chained to one of those trees on El Chapo's fucking driveway.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of alarming, man. But you know, this ain't the first time this has happened. And I don't give a fuck about the government. I'm not a politician. I don't care about parties. But you know, Obama did it too.
Mm.
A lot of people forgot about that because it was a service member that he traded for. So you remember that guy that just walked off his post?
That stupid motherfucker.
Yeah.
The deserter.
Yeah.
That worked for the Afghan.
Yeah. He literally,
right?
Yeah. He was in Afghanistan.
What the fuck? I can't remember that fucker's name though.
I can't remember.
He was the E5 too.
Yeah, E5.
He was Army.
Yeah, he was Army.
Yeah.
He literally was on guard
Sergeant
and walked off. Just left. They thought he was captured. They sent troops out there. I mean, there was a lieutenant that lost his life, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah. No, there was I think a couple of people who lost their lives to go rescue this motherfucker.
Who wasn't even captured. He was working for him.
Right. Sergeant Deserter. Let's see what Google pulls up. Deserter. Oh, look.
There's his name. Yep.
Bowie.
Bergdahl. Bowie bird shit.
Stupid fucker.
So we ended up giving up some detainees.
Oh, Wikipedia didn't like me on that one. Go ahead.
That we gave up some detainees that we've captured from over there for him.
I'm fucking sorry. Man.
Only so that we could prosecute him and put him in jail for desertion. I'm going to tell you, man. Some of the shit, I don't know who does our negotiations, but he ain't worth a fucking damn.
You're right. As part of a prisoner exchange, 5 high-ranking Taliban members who were being held at the detention center in Guantanamo Bay.
How many? 5.
5 for one
traitor.
Deserter, traitor.
Look, I don't agree with letting him die. And I'm a firm believer in leaving no service member behind, regardless of what he did. He'll pay for those prices when we get him back to the States. But I'd be damned if I'm going to give up terrorists that we have taken off the battlefield.
Yeah, but look what he got, though. You know, I mean, if you look at what he got, though, you know, I mean, he was tried in a general court martial on charges of desertion and behavior, or misbehavior before the enemy. On October 16, 2017, he entered a guilty plea before a military judge at Fort Bragg, North Carolina on November 3rd, 2017. He was sentenced to be dishonorably discharged, reduced in rank to private, and fined $1,000 per month from his pay for 10 months with no prison time. The fine and reduction in rank took effect immediately, while the discharge was stayed pending appeals and federal review. Bergdahl's sentence was affirmed by the Army Court of Criminal Appeals and later by the Court of Appeals for the Armed Forces in 2020. His case has been under review. Blah, 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 since February 2021.
So, I mean, nothing happened to him.
Nothing.
The government made $10,000 and service members lost their lives. And 5 terrorists went back to the battlefield and killed however many American troops that you probably will never find out those numbers.
And that's just it, too. High-ranking Taliban members. So, I mean, who was it? Was it the ones making the IDs? Was it the ones that, you know,
commanding troops?
I mean, who was it? You know, so it's just, I don't know, it's pathetic. It's really pathetic, and it's upsetting.
It is.
And I mean, so, no, you're absolutely right, though. Yeah, how we never negotiate with terrorists is a bunch of bullshit.
Well, I know one thing. It seems from trends, if you get captured behind American lines, you better pray Democrats in office because you might be fucked.
Dude, I wouldn't want nobody to come get me. Just leave me.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You know, don't risk people's lives. I get it, you know, but again, you know, I don't believe in leaving any U.S. military person behind. I don't, dead or alive.
They still gave him the Purple Heart and the Prisoner of War medal.
Really?
Yep.
Purple Heart for what? For getting wounded?
I have no idea. Yeah, in January 2016, his military lawyer requested the Army award Bergdahl the Purple Heart and the Prisoner of War on grounds that withholding the medals might prejudice and cast a semblance of guilt on Bergdahl as he awaited trial.
Those awards should have been yanked from him after the trial. Because he was not a prisoner.
He was infantry, though.
Yeah, he was.
He had his combat infantry badge.
Yeah, he was infantry. You know, the other thing too, you know, it doesn't appear, um, it doesn't appear that the people that we're talking about, and I don't want to mislead people. It appears to me from everything I've seen that they have been put in a prison. They're not being treated like prisoners of war, which me and you both know those are not equal things.
Mm-mm.
You know, you look at somebody like the I can't remember his name, the welder that was with Jessica Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way he was treated compared to, I mean, I didn't see any marks. You know, maybe she was treated bad. You know, maybe she was hit or whatever, but there was never no marks, nothing on her. You know, the pictures, the images that I've seen of Paul Wheeler looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which tells me they're being treated like a guy stealing down the street in Russia. You know, they're in a work camp, being forced to work, hard labor, that type of stuff. But they're not being treated like prisoners of war. And neither was this guy that we're talking about now.
This article right here states that Dahl testified that he found no evidence and that no evidence that any soldiers had been killed while specifically engaged in the effort to retrieve Bergdahl.
They were on patrol looking for him. That was the purpose of the patrol.
That was his lawyer too.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's frustrating, you know, especially when you look at these years, the way Afghanistan ended,
Well,
and then you now not even a year after that, now we're negotiating with terrorists and just giving up people for American citizens, you know. And I don't know, what is the other answer? Is the other answer to go to war with Russia and just yank our people back? You know, I'm not saying that's the answer either. But our government went into this with a hand of weakness.
oh yeah,
They did nothing.
there's no doubt about it.
They didn't put any pressure to get him released.
How many people in his platoon do you think wanted to fucking kill him when he came back, though?
Jesus. If it wasn't 100%, I don't know. I guarantee you he was on suicide watch, the whole 9 yards. Imagine if you were that NCO that you were on suicide watch for him. Wow, man.
He somehow would have hung himself.
Kind of like Hillary. She'll suicide you. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a sad state. It really is, you know, and I'm glad they got her home. You know, again, I don't regardless of views, to include this traitor, I don't want to see anybody stuck in a shithole country.
No, you don't. You don't at all. But it's just
but I'm not giving up a terrorist for you.
The choice. Oh, no, absolutely not, man.
You know, and he said, I remember in his speech today, he said that that's why he
did a speech today.
Yeah, it was yesterday or today. Yes, I don't remember.
Whatever.
But he said I am the reason why I'm in this position is to make the tough decisions. Bet you ain't made a right decision yet. He hasn't.
That's terrible.
That's
terrible.
He listened to nobody, none of his advisors on the withdrawal of Afghanistan. That's been proven.
Yep.
You know, and what makes me think that you listen to anybody with this? I guarantee you this is his idea.
Well, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about anyway. You know, I mean, we're still like have good standings with North Korea. I mean, yeah, so
we sure do. They've been allies for years.
According to fucking BP Harry, what's her fucking name?
Harry Crotch.
Harry Crotch. Yeah, there you go, Harry Crotch. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I don't fucking know.
That was
man.
her, right?
Yeah, it was her.
Yeah.
It sure was. In a speech in Korea.
In South Korea.
Yeah.
In a speech.
She didn't know where's
Yeah.
Waldo.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you can't. I don't know. That's why I don't fucking watch the news, man. I find anything out from you. I mean, that's why we're here.
Well, that's how you know how that me. I wake up that way every day, drinking coffee and listening to.
Well, it depends on what news channel you listen to too, because like.
Oh yeah. So I guarantee you, if you go to some of them, they're all about. So since we're on that topic, right? We'll just go and throw this in there too, right? Twitter has been for the last week releasing the Twitter files from Hunter Biden's situation, the shadow banning, the removal of Trump.
Okay.
Right? Man, and people are backpedaling like a motherfucker right now because he's releasing the tweets and the documentation between Twitter and the US government where they're like, hey, we need to get Trump off the pedestal and get him out of there. And the responses was Roger handled. Trump, you're gone. Whoop, kicked. And then like shadow banning, they started showing proof of all the people that if you started getting a following and was talking about stuff that disagreed with the Biden situation and the COVID situation, your account was just limited to nothing. Nobody's seen it.
What the fuck?
You were tweeting to yourself. Yeah. Elon released all the documentation. He's been releasing X number of files every day.
No kidding.
Yep.
That is fucking crazy.
And it's photos of the actual email traffic and everything back and forth, naming politicians and people that were going back and forth about how to handle who. There was one where the FBI director and them were talking about how the Hunter Biden situation is false. It's fictitious, and the Russian situation was true. That Trump has been working with the Russians, and yeah, it's crazy, man.
That is nuts.
I'm telling you, Twitter's changed.
I guess it has. I just really haven't gotten into it though.
I'm just into it because Elon's pissing people off.
Well, no, that's always a good thing though.
I just grab some popcorn and watch it.
I like when people are mad.
And he's like pissing everybody off. I mean, he's got Republicans mad at him. He's got Democrats mad at him. That's what I love right there, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not mad.
No, me neither.
I'm not mad at all. At anything. So,
but it is crazy how we're negotiating with terrorists. We're limiting freedom of speech. I mean, where are we going?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. But that the LGB what
The alphabet.
The alphabet. Yeah, I mean, he's a supporter of that. He's proved it.
Oh yeah.
And he's trying to pull in the I guess black community, right?
Only during elections.
Oh well, he ain't pulling nobody else in though. Obviously he's lost the 1%ers.
Yeah, he doesn't have much of a military following anymore.
He doesn't have a military following at all. So I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do, man.
Neither does he.
Yeah, I'm sure he don't either.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a sad state, you know. I'm gonna be honest. Watching this unfold, if I was a soldier and let's say a war with Russia or somebody kicked off another major event, right? You have to put that in the back of your mind of going, where do I rank if I get captured? Is it more important to get me out? Or is there something other that's more important? I mean, you're seeing it. If as a U.S. military service member, if that's not in the back of your mind,
if you become a POW and you walk in and there's some like other fucking people other than military, you might as well know now you're fucked.
Yeah, especially if they said I play basketball.
Yeah. Well, anything. I play soccer.
You're
going to know that you're going to be there a while.
You're like sitting there looking at this guy going, Do I outrank a tennis player? Oh fuck!
Because female NBA people don't make that much money anyway. That's why
No,
she was in
that's
Russia.
why she was over there. Yeah.
You know, you think about it. I mean, soccer and them and hockey and shit. If you're one of those fucking people, man, you're fucked.
I think what it comes back to is
Professional
how
dart
much
thrower.
how much media pressure can you put your position, and that's why Paul's in the situation he's in because nobody gave a fuck about him.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't in the military anymore. He was a reservist when he was in. You know, not that I look down on reservists, but let's face it, that's that's the way the image is you're only in for 8 years, you served, you left, great. Now you're a director for an automotive industry. Nobody cared. You walk down the streets and say, "Hey, what do you think about Paul Wheeler?" And people are gonna be like, "Who the hell are you
It's like
talking about?"
us right now. I mean, even you know, you do 20 plus years, you know, and once you're out, you ain't shit no more.
Oh,
You're
you're
just
right.
a veteran.
You're right.
You know, so if we get arrested in Russia, no, I don't know what the fuck we would be there for, but maybe when you know we team
Earning
up
our
with you.
AKs.
Well, no, when we team up with Ukraine and we take over Russia, you know, I mean, it's just like they wouldn't come and get us.
No.
We just sit there and we would just, I mean,
And
we'd be dead because we'd be laughing at people.
And that's what I'm saying. If you're a service member right now, that has to be in the back of your mind.
No, yeah, definitely.
You know,
definitely.
Is anybody coming? You can't honestly answer that and say yes anymore.
No, you can't. Might as well give us vodka. Think we'll get vodka
over there?
Yeah, that's their water, ain't it?
Maybe potatoes to make it.
So
I mean, it's prison, man. They're just not going to give it to you.
Oh, I'm sure they'll give it to you.
You'd have to trade for it.
I think we're come to an end here.
I think so, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If y'all have a different opinion, leave us a comment, man. Tell us what you think. But our filter's broken, so I mean, we're not shy about sharing our opinions. So
we don't care.
Yeah, so don't be shy. Let us know. Y'all take care.
Peace out.
Be safe.